Hi everyone, my name's Michelle and I'm Mama Loves UGB here on FlossTube, but also over on Instagram as well. And this is the Sunday morning briefing. Welcome along. This is FlossTube number 39 and it is Sunday the 25th of July. Yes, it is. Now, a little bit of secret. I'm actually filming this on Wednesday because we've got some plans this weekend with some friends of ours, so I won't be able to film my normal time on Saturday evening. So this is a little bit earlier on in the week. I've got a couple of fantastic things to share with you straight away. I've also got some stitching, as you would imagine, as this being a channel about cross stitch. I've also got some stitching, some plans, some greatest new things that I found this week, and I can't wait to share them with you. I'm hoping that by the time this video comes out, it is not a billion degrees anymore, because it is still so stinking hot in Wales, hence why I am glowing again. It is stinking hot. I've got the window open, so you might be able to hear the traffic going past, but it's either that or I could possibly evaporate, one of the two. So I said last week I had some really exciting news from Patchwork Rabbit to share with you, and I can share it with you this week. So Patchwork Rabbit is holding an open day, 21st of August, get it into your diary, Saturday the 21st of August. I nearly said the 25th then, Saturday the 21st of August. Is the open day for Patchwork Rabbit, and they're going to have the shop open all day. You're going to be able to book a ticket. Now it's a free ticket, but it just means that there's a nice flow of people all the way through the day. They still don't want a big group of people coming in all at once just because the shop's pretty small. They will still be observing masks and distancing and things like that, but it gives you a really good slot to go in the shop and to have a good look around. And there will also be some stitchy time on the day, and I'm going to be there, so I'd love you to come along. I'd love to meet as many of you as possible, but yeah, come for the Patchwork Rabbit shop. I can't wait to get inside a brick and mortar store and have a good little shafty round and actually see things before you buy them, see things and look at things, and it's going to be fantastic. So if you're not already a subscriber to their newsletter, then make sure you get onto the newsletter, because I think that's how the information is going to be coming out about how you get the tickets allocated to you. Like I said, it's a free event, but yeah, I can't wait. I think there was even mention maybe of cake, or maybe I've just made that up, but I'll bring cake anyway. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So yeah, I can't wait to actually have a day out with other stitchers. How amazing is that going to be after all this time? Second thing, I have got an epic giveaway. Sorry, I think we're still on the glowing stage. I don't think we're in the actual sweaty Betty stage yet. I have got an epic giveaway. So this is with grateful thanks to Erna Hiscock. Now, you will have heard that name mentioned quite recently on my channel because I bought a copy of this book from Erna. Now, this is the Michael and Elizabeth Feller Needlework Collection 2. And this book is pretty tricky to find. Erna does have some more copies for sale, so if you do want to buy one, you can go and buy one from her. But there aren't many, and there aren't many like this one. Erna has given me a copy of this book to give away on my channel. And not only is it a fabulous book, but Erna very kindly, I don't know if you can see that there, had it signed for me by the authors to give away on my channel. How amazing is that? So, very, very simple. If you want to enter for the giveaway for this one, you're going to need to say the word needlework. So all one word there, let's do it that way around. Needlework, all one word. And for this one, you're going to need to be a subscriber. So if you're watching and you want to enter for this, you do need to be a subscriber, okay? So just put somewhere in your comment, needlework, and you will be entered to win a signed copy of this book. So as I said, this book is like hen's teeth at the best of times, but a signed copy, ooh, I was so tempted to keep it, but no, it's a giveaway. So thank you so much to Erna for giving that away. and letting me do the giveaway for it. That's so kind of you. It's a phenomenal book, a phenomenal book. I did give you a little sneak peek of a couple of the samplers that are in there when I showed it on my channel. I'm literally just gonna let the book fall open at a page and just show you a couple of the samplers that are in there, because every single page is an absolute gem. And if you watched Christina from Whilst Iris Naps, she had a copy of this book as well, and she said she is devouring it chapter by chapter and not letting herself get too far ahead with it because she doesn't want it to end. So enter the word needlework. We're going to have 2 weeks on this, and I will make the winner, find the winner in 2 weeks' time. Amazing. So what have I been up to? I have actually got a finish. Now I know it's only Wednesday, but I only started this on Sunday, and I've got a finish, and you will recognise it. Let me just grab it over. You will recognise it because this is my giveaway from episode 38. And very kindly, I don't know, I've just shut that because I need it again in a minute. Deb from Frog Cottage Designs has given me 3 copies of her Prim alphabet sampler to give away. Now they're PDFs, so all I will need is your email address. So if you want to enter for this one, you're going to have to go back to video 38 and enter for this. The keyword, and I'll tell you now, save you watching it all the way through if you've not already watched it, why not, is frog. Now, I will admit to a momentary brain fade, because when I was sat here last week thinking, oh, what should I give the giveaway at, the word as, I just went, oh, frog, because it's Frog Cottage, completely forgetting that frog is one of our main stitchy words. Now, I had a few people who had commented on the video last week that they had heard the word frog, but they weren't sure what it meant. So to frog, it's something that stitchers don't really want to do. They don't want to have to do very often. Some people like myself try and justify it most of the time. Other people will take it out. But frogging it is when you're ripping stitches out. So it's like ribbit, ribbit, ribbit instead of ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. So that's why it's called frog. And so I have done mine. I changed my colours up. I don't know why. As soon as I saw that chart, I had it in mind that I wanted to do mine in blues and reds. And so that's what I've done. Now, I'm going to have to try and hide slightly part of mine because I have changed it very slightly. So, let me see if I can just put my hand in front of it, or at least some of it. There we go. So, the reason that I'm putting my hand in front of it there is because the name that I'm covering up is my daughter's surname. We don't have the same surname, but I keep dropping hints. It's not going anywhere, but we don't have the same surname. And it does begin with W. And so when I saw on the chart the last word was welcome, and it has 6 letters, her surname, we're getting into Sweaty Betty stage now, her surname begins with W and has 6 letters. So that is, try again, there we go, that is my finish. So I've done the family, the love and the trust, and then I've put her initial N in pink as well, and then I put her surname on there. And I was showing it to her. It's on a piece of 32 count hand dyed. I dyed it. It was a piece of Zweigart that I dyed. Anyway, I was showing it to her, and she's like, "Mama, where are you going to put that?" I said, "Well, I'll probably put it in all my other stitchy things." She's like, "I think it would look nice in my bedroom. I think it would look nice in my bedroom next to my haunted house," because she's got on her wall a big haunted house that I stitched for her. So, so yeah, I finished that. The colours that I chose, I've still got them here, were, the blue was Jaybird, which I think is Weeks Dye Works, and then these were the other colours that I chose, and these were just from my random stash, which if you've watched my how I stitch video, and thanks very much to everyone for that, all the nice comments on that. I was a bit worried about doing that because I don't know, it's just, I think I stitch a bit funny, and I don't know whether everybody wants to see somebody who stitches a bit funny. So as I said, it's the way I do it. It's not necessarily the right way. It certainly isn't the right way. But anyway, I'll come back to that in a second. So I used a Caron Water Lilies in Cardinal, which was my red. My dark pink was Weeks Dye Works Begonia. My light pink was Weeks Dye Works Camellia. The light green was Weeks Dye Works Olive. You can see I'm really eking that one out, but it only needed a little bit. And then DMC 730 was the main colours. I haven't done the border around the outside because I do think I've maybe got a spool that it might fit on without the border. If not, I'll probably just make it into a long pillow. But yeah, that was a lovely, lovely stitch. So thank you very much to Deb for my copy of that chart. And if you haven't entered for the giveaway, then please do. Oh, I had a question on the Stitch With Me video about a pin stitch tutorial that I'd mentioned. And I hadn't put the link in it because I couldn't remember whose it was, because I'd seen it on Instagram. It was actually a series of photographs on Instagram. And a lady asked me about it, and I just happened to try the hashtag pin stitch, and I found it, and it was the Stone Street Stitch Works. And actually, I have to say, hands-on, it is the first pin stitch tutorial that I've actually really taken to, because it's for the sewing method. So I did do a bit of the pin stitch method in this chart. A bit of my knot method and a bit of the pin stitch method. So brilliant, 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 brilliant. And a freebie. Now, when I was looking on Deb from Frog Cottage Designs website, I noticed she had a freebie, and so I thought I would show you because it's so cute. It's from the Be Well and Stitch, which was obviously during the pandemic, but I think that sentiment is as good now as it ever was. Be well and stitch. And plus I liked these little rabbits. I thought you could just do a little rabbit if you fancied. So that's free on the Frog Cottage Designs website, and I will link that below. So that was my first finish. And my second finish, sorry, as I'm dumping stuff on the bed, it's getting further and further away from me. My second finish for this week was just this little tiny design by Nikki's Creations, and if I remember correctly, it's the 2019 special edition of the Just Cross Stitch for Halloween. And there we go. And just to mention, I saw a couple of people asking about the special edition, the Halloween special edition. If you are, excuse me, a little hiccup there. If you are a subscriber to Readly, you get the special editions as part of your package deal, but you have to search for Just Cross Stitch Specials. If you search for Just Cross Stitch, it doesn't come up, but if you search for Just Cross Stitch Specials, then it does. Certainly the more recent ones do, if you search that way. If you search Just Cross Stitch, some of the older Halloween and Christmas ones are within just the normal place, but the most recent ones are under a separate tag of Just Cross Stitch Specials. So that's stitched on a piece of 32 count Weeks, no, it's not Weeks Dye Works, idiot, it's Vintage Country Mocha. And I used these little threads here. So I used Sweet Potato by Weeks Dye Works, Grits by Weeks Dye Works, and the Gentle Arts Onyx. And I also used whatever green DMC I just showed you. How do I know? Because it was still out on the side when I decided to start the other pattern. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll use that green, same green. So there should be another bat on this side, but I like it with just one. So yeah, I shall finish that up into a little small of some description. What else have I worked on? I know it's only Wednesday, but I have done a little few stitches elsewhere. So I have done a very small amount on this, mainly because I saw that Nikki Noodle had finished hers, and as soon as we started the SAL together, I was like, being a bit of a Larry letdown there. So Agnes Platt is the Blackbird book, and we were doing the Biscuit pattern at the top as part of the Blackbird weekend SAL. And as I said, she's finished hers. So I have done a little bit more on mine. Ooh, ow. And oh, there we go. Let me just mid-air iron that for you. There we go. And so this is stitched with the Call for threads on a piece of 36 count pale parchment, which came from Victorian Motto. There we go, and I'm stitching that 1/2. So I did a little bit more on that. And by a little bit, I mean a very little bit. And I also did a little bit on this, and I think actually with friends coming, this is going to be what I'm going to be stitching on, because it's really simple and I only need one spool of thread and that's it. So it's Quaker Samplings number 3. And I hope that's Chris going out to the van, otherwise there's somebody wandering around out there in the middle of the night. And this is the one that I've been umming and ahhing. I've still got the needle where I left it. That I've been umming and ahhing about these blooming acorns. I've made a decision about the blooming acorns. So I was wondering about whether to stitch the blooming acorns in a slightly brighter red, and I was unsure about whether to or not, and there's still a couple there in the brighter red, but I am going to take them out and I am going to do it in just one colour. The reason I came to that decision was because I was absolutely trucking along on this. I was flying on this, and then I suddenly thought, oh, shall I do the acorns in a different colour? And since then I kind of stopped on it. And so whilst I still think it's a good idea and it could work, there's obviously something that I'm not sure about. And so when I decided that I was going to just do it all in one colour, that seemed to sit nicely, and it's like, right, let's get it back out and let's get it finished off. So I'm going to finish that, or I'm going to work on that while we've got friends around, just because if I get a few minutes, then it's easy to work with. And that's one of the things I was going to say, actually. I didn't say in my video the how to stitch, or how I stitch video, not how to stitch. I'm not trying to tell you how to stitch. Is that because my setup is so simple, it's literally nothing. If I've got 5 minutes to stitch, I can get 5 minutes stitching in. Whereas I think sometimes if you've got to have the lamp and the magnification and the frame or the hoop or whatever else, all that little setup takes time, and it takes time away from those little 5-10 minutes that you've got here and there to stitch in. And so I'm not necessarily sure I stitch any faster than anybody else. I probably just have more of those little stitchy breaks, you know, those little tiny stitchy breaks that you really need when your brain just goes and you just want to sit there for 5 minutes and just refocus. Take a deep breath. Right, so is that everything I've stitched on? It is everything I've stitched on. And I've also got back into the land of FlossTube as well a little bit. So in the last couple of weeks of school I hadn't watched that much FlossTube. I think it was because I just couldn't cope with any more kind of information coming into my brain, and I already knew some things that I wanted to start, and I just kind of wanted not to be tempted by anything else. But yeah, I'm over that phase now. I'm quite happy to be tempted again, as you'll see. And so I watched a few FlossTubers. I'm just going to give a few shout outs because I haven't done shout outs for ages. So I watched Crafting Kirsty, who's on video number 7. And I'd actually already written her name down in my book when she gave me a shout out, because she's at the I can't remember what alphabet number, she's been shouting out FlossTubers in the sort of alphabet, so she's done all the A's, B's, C's, the early names, and so she was on to the middle section, and so she gave me a lovely shout out, but I'd already written her name down to shout out. So yeah, I watched Crafting Kirsty. I obviously watched Made by Michelle McGraw. She's reached 5,000 subscribers, and I am not surprised because the work she's doing with those smalls is just phenomenal. It's absolutely, I just get so many ideas when I watch her. Amazing. Well done, Michelle. I watched Stitchy Sarah Reads as well, and it's her first floss tube, and she did a fantastic job as well. She's got some beautiful projects, so if you're looking for a new floss tuber, then go and check her out. And I watched Jen Stitching Knitch as well, and I love watching Jen Stitching Knitch. She does a video, I think she tries to do one most months, so she's always got lots and lots of things to show and lots of finishing to show, and I just love the little peeks that we get around her craft room. It's amazing. I would absolutely love a craft room. Oh, I'd be like a pig in muck in a craft room. This room actually is just our spare bedroom, and so I was having to give it a bit of a fettle and a bit of a tidy today, and I realised that I have got so many things for finishing that I just actually don't know where to put them all. So I'm looking at the top of the wardrobe now as a little storage space because apparently people want to be able to sleep in a bed when they come. I don't know. Right, I have not watched Brenda and Laura yet because I am saving it. It's a Blackbird special in honour of Barb, and I've seen little snippets, but I'm saving it so that I can sit in peace and quiet and watch the whole thing. Now this is going to require nearly an hour and a half's worth of peace and quiet. So quite when I'm going to get to it, I don't know, but I'm determined to sit down and watch it all in one go, quietly. Plans, right, what plans have I got? Oh, here's my little pile of plans. My first plan is for the Witchy Stitcher has got a new cryptids SAL coming up, and that had got my name written all over it. And thank you to Kyle, who gave me a suggestion for a podcast that I might like. I like it, thank you. Although it did take me a while. It took me a while to get into it, because for the first half an hour I was just like, stop wittering and tell me about a Sasquatch. But yeah, I've got into it now. So this is my fabric for the aforementioned cryptid SAL. Now I dyed this piece of fabric a long time ago, and it had sort of been earmarked for something else that I now know that I'm not going to stitch. So it's the perfect sort of perfect colour for this. It's a bit sort of parchmenty, old style parchment. And so the 1st of August is the frame, and can't wait to get on that. And then the first cryptid comes out in early September. So I can't wait to get on with that. My other plans. Now, my main plan, let's talk about my main plan. My main plan is to start this on my birthday, which is on the 28th, which is next Wednesday, I think. Next Wednesday. Hold please. Yes, we have got to the insulated mug to try and keep cool. This is going to be my birthday start, and I said that I was going to do a stitch along with it. I think it's going to be a start along. That's fine, because I know that there is another SAL for this starting later on in the year. So I'll be starting mine, which is going to be the July Babies SAL. July Babies birthday SAL, I think it's going to be. And I then shall be joining in with the stitch along later on in the year, because I will not have finished it. So this is the gorgeous Matilda Isabella Creasy by Whilst Iris Snaps. So I can't wait to start that. I really can't wait to start that. And then she goes and releases another one, another absolutely beautiful one. And I have to say, she gave me a lovely bit of stitchy kindness here. She, I messaged her saying, oh, what are you doing to me? I wasn't going to start anything else. And then you go and release Agnes Lyle. And she said, oh, I'll send it to you for your birthday. So there is Agnes Lyle. Absolutely beautiful. And if you haven't seen Christina's video where she explains Agnes Lyle, then definitely go and look. And I have the perfect piece of fabric. The call for fabric is Brenda's Brew, which I haven't got, but I do have a piece of foxglove and lace by Hazel Anderson in latte. So 38 count in latte. And I think I'm also stitching another Scottish sampler on latte. I think Kezia Campbell is on latte as well, but we shall see. So yeah, I think that is going to be perfect. And as I was looking down the thread list, I actually have quite a lot of the threads for this one, so it could even sneak a start before Wednesday, depending on what happens. Birthday's on Wednesday. Dog's got to go in for a little operation on Tuesday. We think he's got, I think it's a fatty lump on his hip, and they tried taking a bit of an aspiration of it, and yeah, it didn't really show anything too clear. So I think just because it could impinge his movement if it gets bigger, that they're going to try and take it out. It shouldn't be too big an operation. We've all watched Dr. Pimple Popper, right? So yeah, they think it's a fatty lump, a lipoma. So is it rude to ask for footage? Do you think that's rude? It's like, you take a little video. I want to see, but no, I probably won't. Probably. So yeah, Matilda and Agnes are definitely on my radar. They are definitely, I'm pretty much needle at the ready for those two. What else have I got? I had another bit of Stitchy Kindness, and this is from a lovely lady called Karen, who sent me this. Now, she was actually advertising this for sale on one of the UK selling sites, the Stash Unloads, and I asked her if I could buy it from her, and she said that because she enjoyed the Sunday morning briefing so much, she would send it to me for free. So that was so kind of you. Thank you, Karen. I've bought things from her before, so yeah, that was well appreciated. Now, oh, I got this back out as well. This has been playing on my mind. This is a freebie that I showed you a few weeks ago now by Samplers and Stitches, and I'll put the link again down below so you don't have to go searching back. And I really fancy doing this one. Really fancy doing it. So yeah, that might be a start in the non too distant future. Now, before I get on to my other new favourite thing that I found, I just want to mention the new charts from Puntini. She has been absolutely killing it with some Halloween charts that she's going to be releasing at the next Needlework Expo. I still haven't got over the first Needlework Expo, and I'm just like, oh, there's more, fantastic. So I'm going to put a couple of pictures up here of the new releases. So no doubt your LNS or your ONS will have potentially pre-orders. So if they haven't already got pre-orders, maybe just send them a little email, just make sure that they're getting them, and then make sure that there's one with your name on it, because they look absolutely fantastic. It's a set of three charts. So yeah, I'm not sure if they're individual charts that just make up a set, or whether they're all in one set. So either way, just drop them a little email, pop in and see them, and say, you put me one of those aside, because they are fantastic. Right. My last plans, well, they're not really plans, they are, hold please, there it is, there's the other one, something that I have discovered. Now, you're probably going to tell me, Michelle, where have you been? But I really like the Tudors. I love reading about the Tudors and listening to podcasts about the Tudors and audiobooks about the Tudors, and I found a new podcast. So the podcast is called Talking Tudors, and I found it through their website, but you can also get it on Podbean, which was new to me, but there's loads of stuff on Podbean. Again, you're probably all going there, welcome to the 21st century, Michelle. She's there, she's finally made it. So what I thought I would do actually is just show you, I've got 4 Tudor charts that I would like to just share with you. And I know there's one other that I haven't got, but we'll come to that. So this one, the Queen sampler, Elizabeth I, the end crowneth the work. Sorry, it's a really shiny packet. So this is quite an old Plum Street Samplers one. I'm not sure how readily available it is. I think not readily available, but it's out there. So I've shown you that one before, I think. And I seem to remember mentioning as well that my family, through my father's mother, is related to Blanche Parry, who was the sort of lady in waiting to the Queen, the Elizabeth I, her sort of primary lady in waiting. Another one that I've got is this one, Tudor Swan, and I know there's a Tudor Bee as well, but I've not got that one. I've just got the Tudor Swan. I picked up this one as well. This is actually a cardstock chart, but I know you can get this as a PDF. This is by The Primitive Hare, and it's called The Six Wives of Henry VIII. So it just has the wives on there, in her very sort of simple style, but I really, really like them. So there we go. They've all got their heads in that picture, as have they all in this one. So I wanted this kit for ages and ages. And so this is the DMC kit. It comes with white Ada. Is it 16 count? Looks like 16 count. Don't know, can't see. But I am going to do it on Picture This Plus Ale or something similar. So I want mine just a little bit darker than just the white. Mainly because I know it's a project that's going to take me a while, and I probably would get it grubby if I just did it on white. Plus I think it would look nicer with a sort of a parchmenty ale type background as well. So that's it from me. So this is Sunday morning. Hopefully, as I said, by the time you see this, the heat will have broken just slightly. Although we're supposed to get another heat wave in August, so we shall see. Until next week, don't forget to enter the giveaway. Don't forget to make sure that you're a subscriber, and I will see you then. Stay classy, Stitchers.